So yesterday we talked about what was left of Eastern Europe after the fall of Rome. Today we will cover Western Europe. All right, so there was no single empire after the fall of Rome. Not one group just comes in. You're going to have many Germanic tribes come in and establish small kingdoms. So instead of one big supreme power, you have multiple groups coming in and sharing territory. Now, the Angles and the Saxons will migrate to England, which you get that Anglo-Saxon term from. They're going to establish 7 small kingdoms. Okay, this is today what is England or Great Britain. It's one unified country today, but then in 400 to 500, between those dates, it was 7 separate kingdoms. Okay, so 500s, Augustine of Canterbury arrives at the kingdom of Kent and converts many to Christianity. Danes, basically Vikings from Scandinavia, Denmark is today. Danes are going to come from the north and threaten these kingdoms. They're going to continuously raid. All 7 kingdoms would eventually unite under Alfred the Great, who is the king of Wessex, which is right here. And they're going to all combine together to push back those Danes. Okay, if you've ever seen the show Vikings, it's sort of loosely based on that. All right, Alfred is going to be recognized, though, as the ruler of all of England. He's going to unite all of this territory into one England. He's going to reorganize the army. He's going to issue his own code of laws, and he's going to establish a school system for children and adults, educate his people. Okay. So all of this, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individual kingdoms is going to be united into one. Next, you're going to have the Franks, or modern day France. In the 400s, they're going to form in Gaul. Their king is a man named Clovis. In a massive battle, he vows to become Christian if his troops win. They're getting beat pretty heavily. He makes this promise to God, like, hey, if you can pull us through this, I will convert to Christianity. So in 496, they win that battle. He is going to baptize himself and also 3,000 of his troops. So then the kingdom of Francia will become Christian. By the 800s, the height of Frankish power will come under one of the most famous rulers during this time period, King or Emperor Charlemagne. Okay, and we'll learn more about him later. And that is this territory here. This would be all of Francia. Now, European Christian society. By 600, Christianity spread through northern Europe. The time period after the fall of Rome, as soon as Rome falls, it becomes what is known as the Middle Ages or medieval times, also called the Dark Ages. This is going to appeal, Christianity is going to appeal to all these people during the time period because they have a lot of doubt, a lot of suffering, and a lot of hardship. Their lives are extremely difficult. The average age is 29. The average lifespan, is 29 years old. Christianity will bring comfort to people, a sense of community, and a promise of a happy afterlife, which is going to make all this suffering and hardship a lot more appealable to these people. Missionaries will spread Christianity throughout most of Western Europe. This is going to be called Christendom, which is when society is linked by a common religion and its customs that would take hold in Western Europe during the Middle Ages. Most of Western Europe will become Christian. Now, you're going to have a man named Pope Gregory the Great. He feels that the Pope is the supreme head of the church. Okay, not any king or emperor. So he will strengthen the papacy and canon law, which means church law. Canon law means church law. Expect that on your quiz. Canon law means church law. Got it? Now, he will encourage missionary work and monasticism, which is voluntary separation from society to dedicate one's life to God, which monasteries, monks, you'll see more about that later. Okay? This is the end of your notes. It was pretty quick and brief. Get ready for your quiz.